Welcome to the Off-Though Podcast, everybody.
Extra read all about it, ladies and gentlemen. We got trades going crazy. The deadline was just absolutely nuts this year. Totally forgot about it, to be honest. Like I remember hearing names coming up a lot more, but did not realize it was the actual date for the deadline. Was this week or last week. So a lot of trades rolled in. I think there was a number like there was like 10 on the deadline, the most ever. So I thought there was a lot, and then I heard that, and I was like, oh, that makes a lot of fucking sense, actually. So to go through, actually go through all the trades, talk about all the games from last week. We went 11-5, boys. 11-5. It was our best week. Let me. No, we went 11-4. Excuse me. Still our best week. 11-4. We'll go through the games, get our picks in, try to keep this streak going here of back-to-back weeks on picks. Thursday night we had the Ravens Broncos. Oh my God, Broncos. We had the Ravens and the Buccaneers. Ravens took the win there. We started 1-0, 27-22. We talked about that game. Our first game Sunday was we had the Broncos and the Jags. Pretty decent game. Travis Etienne he was on fire. Russell Wilson was doing pretty good, manageable. Better than what he's been looking recently, but he still throws a pick. But kind of got in touch with Judy and Greg Dolce. But the Jaguars hung around. Can't seem to find a win. They can't seem to win the close games, right? They just lost to the Giants right at the goal line. They'll lose to Denver. This one was close. They just don't have whatever it is that gets them over the hump to win these games at the end. For whatever reason, they seem to lose the close ones. But I think they've looked good, and may worry about trading James Conner. How's that running game going to look? I thought ETN was outstanding. They just kind of got to get Trevor Lawrence comfortable in the pocket, throwing the ball downfield, and being able to rely on him more in the offense, and not have to run the ball just to have success. But nonetheless, the Broncos kind of get back on track. We'll see if it amounts to anything, but they get a win in London to snap their losing streak. Falcons and the Panthers. This one was winner takes first place. The Dirty Birds snuck one out, and I tell you what, they should have lost the game twice. There was two chances where this game should have been the Panthers to have, and they kind of choked. So they throw that wild Hail Mary or whatever to DJ Moore, who kind of went off, but big part of it was that reception. He makes an outstanding grab, has an outstanding play, and for whatever reason decides to take his helmet off and talk trash. And they get a penalty, which led to them missing the extra point, which kept it at 34-34 instead of 35-34. So right there, it should have just been over. Keeps it alive. They go to overtime. Atlanta gets the ball first, throws a pick, sets Carolina right up for the win. They miss the fucking field goal. Eddie Pinheiro misses the field goal. Atlanta gets the ball, proceeds to drive down and win the game. Younghoe Koo gets a field goal, win the game. So, credit for Atlanta sticking to it. Had chances to lose the game, and Carolina didn't take the chances to win. So you take what you can get, and they stuck with it. Carolina kicking themselves. Could be in first place, but they're not. We're looking good now with Cordell Patterson getting ready to come back. I think we're going to be without A.J. Terrell again, but we get Patterson back. That'll help. Mariota just got to keep the turnovers. The turnovers are killing Mariota. And the picks, it's Got to cut that out. Otherwise, I mean, he's 20 for 28, 253, 3 touchdowns. If he doesn't have 2 picks, he's MVP. But we're in first place. Dirty Birds are in first. Didn't think I'd be saying that at all this year, but fuck it. Let's go. Kept it rolling with the Cowboys and Bears. Cowboys just fucking annihilated the Chicago Bears. You know, it's kind of like, what the hell do you want? They haven't been scoring at all. Offensively, the Bears were not very good. They finally get 29 points and still lose by 20. I mean, if you're Justin Fields, you're like, man, what else do you want from me, dude? No weapons. Like, now they got the trade, the big trade. That was huge for Chase Claypool. So that's gonna be big for them. But man, that's a bad look. You know, you finally put up 29 points and then you gut punch, you lose to the Cowboys still by 20. Cowboys keep rolling, man. They look good with Dak Prescott or not. Tony Pollard looked good filling in for Zeke. A $131 and 3 touchdowns, had himself a fucking day. He was fucking eating, man. Credit to him for being ready. Kind of just getting Prescott better and better each week, getting looking better, getting comfortable in there again. Cowboys 6-2, tough. Bears fall to 3-5. Dolphins and Lions. This one was, interesting. Kind of a gear up game. To his second game back, still getting into the feel of things. He was on fire, tore it up. The Lions, kept it a game at the first half, but then finally the Dolphins were able to seal it, but mostly in part with Tyreek Hill. 12 catches, a $188, waddled, still Batman. He's the Robin to Tyreek Hill. 8 for 106. He gets all the touchdowns. 2 touchdowns for him. Dolphins played lights out. I mean, they're looking to get back in the groove and keep it moving again. Seeing if they can still get that division. They've fallen back with Tua being out, but still can have a shot to get the division. Catch Buffalo, but Buffalo doesn't seem like they're slowing down. The Lions they're beating the Lions, man. There's not much to say there, but just couldn't find a way to get it, pull it out. No, I mean, they get goose-egged in the second half. Couldn't pull it out. Dolphins go to 5-3. Lions 1-6. You got the Cardinals and the Vikings, and this one kind of played out kind of what I thought it was going to be. Cardinals just getting D-Hop back and going and all that. But no match for the Vikings. More complete team. 111 on the ground from Cook, 40 for Madison. They both had touchdowns. Kirk Cousins had a rushing touchdown, 2 passing. Jefferson had 98. 67 from Thielen. So, I mean, they're just complete. And they also had 4 sacks, 3 from Zadarius Smith. He went off. Had himself a game. And like I said, 2 picks. Just can't make that many mistakes against a complete team like Minnesota and expect to win for the Cardinals. Still wildly inconsistent. One of the most inconsistent teams this year. Hard to pick games with them, but Vikings 6-1. They keep fucking rolling. That NFC North looks like that's theirs to lose right now, easily. Raiders Saints. This one, boy, I didn't know I really didn't know. I was thinking the Raiders would play a little bit better than this, but man, to get totally fucking 24-0 skunked by the Saints team that has not been themselves, gonna have no Michael Thomas the rest of the year. Fuck, that is a bad look. You have one of the best receivers in the league. A guy went to college with the quarterback. There's already a good rapport there between the two, and he thought everything was going to be fine and dandy. They look like shit. I'm not even going to lie. The Raiders look like complete dog shit. No Darren Waller makes it tough. Josh Jacobs not really getting anything going on the ground. And it was Alvin Kamara all day long. 3 touchdowns, one by land and 2 by fucking air. He was killing him either way. He's FedEx, got the air, ground, got it all. On the other side, just nothing. I mean, nothing. Carr for 101 yards and a pick, no touchdown. He got replaced by Jarrett Stidham. Running game was non-existent. Josh Jacobs was the only one of the 4 people that carried the ball to gain positive yards, but he was 10 for only 43 yards, so just non-existent. Adams, 1 catch, 3 yards. He's got to be thinking, well, I came here for this shit. Uh, just fucking wild. They got embarrassed by New Orleans. Patriots Jets. This was the one I had marked down here where I said this could be a trap. It felt like a trap game for the Jets. They come in rolling, but they're young and don't know. You know, Patriots been there, done that. They got that really good defense, and I called it, got it. Patriots get the win. I mean, the Jets might have been the better team, but no run game. This is the first week without Breece Hall. The Michael Carter and James Robinson just getting back. James Robinson just getting over there from the trade. So it's not gonna be all great there. So maybe next week they'll look a little bit better. But I just felt since this one with the Patriots, they just don't do anything great, but they don't do anything poorly. They're just consistently right in the fucking middle. And it just felt like a game that they were set up to take, and they did. Nice win for New England to keep their season going, 4-4 in a tough division. They'd be lucky to get a wild card. Jets trying to get that. They're trying to be pace with the Jets to get a wild card. Next, we had the Eagles and Steelers. Not going to say much. The Eagles took care of business. This was just A.J. Brown going off. He had 6 for 156 and 3. That's right. Not 1, not 2, but 3 touchdowns. Steelers just stink. They're selling some of their pieces. Not good for them right now. Whether it's Mitch Trubisky, whether it's Kenny Pickett, doesn't matter. They stink. Point blank period. They haven't stunk in a long time, but they stink at 2-6. Eagles still undefeated. Next, we have the Titans-Texans. Titans taking care of business against the Texans. Derrick Henry doing more of what he does against the Texans. I mean, he has 6 200-yard games, rushing yard games. 4 of them have been against the Texans. 219 and 2 touchdowns. That's all it was. It was Derrick Henry beating the shit out of the Texans single-handedly. Kind of wild. Commanders-Colts. Taylor Heineke outduels Sam Ellinger in his first start. Looked all right. No picks, no touchdowns. Not much there. Just kind of, They lose by 1 at the last seconds. The Commanders pull one off. So that was kind of like the whatever bowl for me. Either way, didn't really matter. Both teams kind of just in a downward spiral right now. 49ers Rams. 49ers kind of beat the piss out of the Rams, 31-14. McCaffrey got traded from the Carolina Panthers and brought into the 49ers. Everyone thought, "Oh my goodness, finally. He doesn't have to be the everything guy. He'll have a load off. He'll be able to relax." Psych. First full week as a 49er. He rushes for a touchdown, gets a receiving touchdown, and actually throws for a 34-yard touchdown. So still doing it all, just in a different jersey. But, this is going to be scary now. The 49ers are a real contender. They are going to be a real threat. I didn't expect them to be this season, but the emergence of Jimmy G back, and, he goes 21 for 25, 235, and 2 touchdowns. And he's just not going to lose you a game. He's not going to wow you with his stats. He's just going to go out, perform, and go home. He comes in, punches in, does his work, punches out, goes home. I mean, it is what it is, and you put weapons around him, and he just has to dump it off to him, and they make all the moves. He's in the perfect system. It's the perfect marriage for that scheme. He's athletic enough to make plays when need be, but 49ers are going to be scary now with this McCaffrey and their defense getting healthy finally. I don't know. Could be a sneaky good team. I think they could win that division, take it from Seattle, but Seattle does win. Speak of the next game against the Giants, they did win. I had the G-men. I had to pick them this game, but Seattle just keeps rolling. Again, so it's not necessarily pretty, but they can go toe-to-toe with teams, and they're kind of a surprising team at 5-3, to be honest. They're sitting in first place. But Giants will be all right. They're 6-2. They'll bounce back. Green Bay and the Bills, and Green Bay continues to go down, down, down. They're just flat out not good. It just doesn't really seem to matter. Granted, the Bills are probably the top team other than the Eagles, but damn, Green Bay is what's going on? They have issues. They have real issues, but maybe they can find a way with Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. They got to figure something out. But they lose to the Bills. Bills go 6-1, 27-17. Packers now at 3-5, and the Vikings are 6-1. So good luck catching them. I don't know. And then Monday Night Football was kind of a big shock. Browns 32-13. Just took it to the fucking Bengals. I mean, it was bad. They couldn't block for Burrow. No Jamar Chase, and they seemed like they had no offense. Couldn't run. They're down. Had to abandon the run, and it fell into, the Browns are a team where if they get up on you and they can run, and they'll do damage. But if you take them out early and get up to an early lead and limit their ability to run the ball, the opportunity they have to run the ball, you got a shot to beat them. But fell right into their trap and took care of business. So yeah, we go 11-4 in the Week 8 picks, our best week, trying to duplicate it or better in Week 9. But before we get to the picks, I do want to go through the trades, kind of talk about them, see which ones I like, I don't like, which ones that didn't even make any type of sense. But it all kind of started here with the Falcons sending Deion Jones to the Browns. This kind of makes sense for both sides. The Browns kind of try him out and see what they get. The Falcons wanted to get rid of the contract. Wasn't really playing well for us recently and at all this year. Has not got to play. So had his first game with the Browns, but Monday night, but worked out for both teams. Then you had Robbie Anderson cry out his way out of Carolina because they stink. Didn't want to be a part of it, so they found a partner in Arizona. Good for Arizona. I don't know if he really does anything with D-Hop coming back. It's kind of like if you might have would have did that a tad bit sooner, it would have made sense, but not so much now. Who cares if he even sees the field now? We already talked about McCaffrey. We know about McCaffrey going to the Panthers. I love that move. And a good move for Carolina. They get a second and a third and a fourth this year and the fourth next year. Good for them. Breece Hall injury that sends James Robinson to the Jets from Jacksonville. We know about that. I think that'll work out. Give him a week or two. Another week or two with them. He'll be fine. Robert Quinn to the Eagles from Chicago for a fourth-round pick. I thought this was kind of expensive for Philly. Fourth-round pick for a guy that's, veteran guy that's been around, does have the experience. I get all that. Has not even done really much anything this year. If you look at his numbers, nothing much there at all. So I don't know. A fourth-round pick, I think you'd be able to get a guy like that for a team that's not playing very well for a fifth or sixth. I don't like a fourth. Too expensive for me. The Chiefs got Kadarius Toney. I thought that was a good move. I thought Giants kind of pulled the plug early for me on Kadarius Toney. I think he's still, it's just injuries. He can bounce back. Nothing too serious. He bounced back. He'll be all right. I think he'll be fine. The Chicago Bears. They had a lot of trades. They made a couple big splashy moves. To start it off, they traded Roquan Smith to the Baltimore Ravens for A.J. Klein, a second-round pick, and a fifth-round pick, both for this year. Now, to me, this makes no sense for the Bears. How do you not pay a generational talent that's just the heart and soul of your defense? I don't know. They trade him to the fucking Ravens, who have Patrick Queen, Calais Campbell. Their front seven's going to be nasty, dude. Their front seven's going to be pretty fucking scary. Wow. How do they pull this off? Baltimore's going to be really set. And Roquan be the next. I thought he's going to be the next Bear. He's going to be the next great Raven linebacker. Following the old Ray Lewis footsteps. I thought Patrick Queen was doing that, but no. Both of them going to do it. Fuck it. Dumb. For me, I'm just going to say this is a flat-out dumb trade. The Bears have all this money and cap, but you're not paying anybody. What does it matter if you're not paying anybody? You have a quarterback on a rookie deal, which allows you to spend money to pay guys other than the QB position until his deal comes up. You're not doing that. So you're not going to win now when you have the best chance to financially. So then when Fields has time comes up, you either have to not pay him or you're going to pay him and then can't pay nobody else. So whatever you have is just kind of stuck with. Makes no fucking sense. Pay the best I would say best linebacker in the league, arguably. What are you saving the money for? If you're a Bears fan, you got to be going, okay, I understand we didn't pay A-Rob. I kind of get that one. But now we're not paying Roquan Smith, our fucking star middle linebacker. What are we doing? I mean, seriously, what are we doing? So, I don't get it. And you did it for a second-round pick and a fifth-round pick, dog? Come on. Speaking of goofy trades, the fucking Lions send T.J. Hawkinson to the Minnesota Vikings. They sent T.J. Hawkinson and a fourth-round pick to the Vikings to get a second and a third. A second for this year and a third for next. That is the most boneheaded, bizarre trade I've ever seen. T.J. Hawkinson was a rising young talent at tight end. Been one of the best playmakers on the team since he's been there. And they trade him to an NFC North rival who's 6-1 and on fire. And I'm sure he's glad now to be on a winning organization. He's going to be great with Kirk Cousins. He's going to be amazing in Minnesota. You now have Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, T.J. Hawkinson, and Dalvin Cook. Watch out. Minnesota's going to be scary good. Detroit is still a dumpster fire. Now back to Chicago, where they then traded a second-round pick that they might have just gotten for Roquan Smith to trade with the Pittsburgh Steelers and go out and get Chase Claypool. I actually like this move. Stud young receiver. Pair him up with Justin Fields. That's cool. Him and Mooney be all right. Montgomery, Herbert. You need to upgrade the offensive line. Your offense is set. Defensively, you now have to fill the biggest gap ever in Roquan Smith. You need some D-line. Needs to be revamped. It's all got to be reworked for the Bears. But I do like that move. I'll give them credit. The Steelers then went and got William Jackson, which I don't understand. They're going out and signing a veteran corner. I'm not even going to talk much about this. This is dumb as hell. They just went out and got a veteran corner, and they stink, dude. They're acting like they're good. They're not good. Why are you going and trading for William Jackson? He had a better chance of being on the Commanders. He'd been a better team. I don't know. Still, that makes no sense. Then another big one, Miami goes and gets Bradley Chubb for a first, fourth, and Chase Edmonds. So Denver's, making a move to get rid of him. Got a really good package in return. Can't blame them for making that trade, and it helps Miami. They're trying to win now, and that's a big fucking move there. And they signed him to a long-term extension. So shout out to them. See how Bradley Chubb plays. New environment might be good for him. Atlanta makes a big trade. We trade Calvin Ridley to the Jags, which is interesting. He is suspended still for the rest of the year for betting on the Jags-Falcons game last year. We're going to get a fifth and a second next year, which isn't bad. I'll take it. For a guy that everyone knew we wanted to trade last year and couldn't, and he's suspended, I'll take it. And Jacksonville gets a really good wide receiver. Let's not forget this guy is a fucking stud. He'll be great for Trevor Lawrence next year if he's still quarterback. But, Jacksonville's going to have a lot of weapons next year when you insert Calvin Ridley. So, good for both of us. We got something out of it, and, they get a really good playmaker. The Dolphins added Jeff Wilson for a fifth from San Francisco. That's a good piece, a good weapon out of the backfield for them. Naheem Hines goes to the Bills for Zach Moss and a fifth-round pick. Great move for the Bills. They've been looking to get a running back. They get Naheem Hines, quick back, super fast, can do, catch the ball, do it all. They need somebody like that. So good move for the Bills. And then Atlanta was in two more trades. We went out and got a corner, Rashad Felton from the Chiefs for a seventh-round pick. Nice. We need depth there. We need corners. Against the Bengals, you see what happened. We had three guys out. So, and then we traded Dean Marlowe for a seventh-round pick to the Bills. So we got our seventh-round pick back. So, nothing too crazy. But, all them trades, a lot of trades. One of the most since the deadline. That's the most. I think it was like 10. So a lot of ones that were kind of head scratchers too. It just seemed like they were getting rid of guys just to get rid of them. Makes no sense to me. But T.J. Hawkinson one just really didn't make any sense. So moving along, week 9, we're gonna go through, make our picks, see who we like, don't like. We had the Thursday night game. We took the Eagles. Eagles did beat the Texans. Made it interesting at first, but they took care of business, got the job done. 29-17 Eagles. They are 8-0. All right, got that out of the way. Okay. First one up is the Chargers and the Falcons. This one is interesting. Two teams kind of slow starting, trying to get things going. Chargers 4-3, Falcons 4-4. No A.J. Terrell, like I said earlier, for the Falcons, but they will be getting back team MVP Cordell Patterson, Mr. Do-It-All. That's going to be huge. Also noting that the Chargers are going to be without Mike Thomas and Keenan Allen. So, we might be out a corner, but damn, they're out 2 starting receivers. So that's going to, just for the injuries, if the key to me is Atlanta stopping Austin Eckler. If they can stop Austin Eckler, take him away. Now with 2 big weapons out, it's going to be tough. So I'm going to go with Atlanta in this one. Just because the Chargers are missing 2 star receivers, it's going to be hard on them. And it's going to be a close game. We're getting some weapons back. And we are missing 1 corner, but now we're not missing everybody now. So Dolphins, Bears. Bears looking better at scoring-wise, but still losing by 20 to the Cowboys. Dolphins kind of putting everything together, man. They're going to be tough. Bradley Chubb, Tyreek Hill going off, Waddle. They're a complete team. The Bears are, one team's on the up, one team's on the down. I'm taking the team on the up. Elevator going up. That's the Dolphins. I'm riding with Miami Dolphins. Bengals, Panthers. Who knows with the Bengals, what's going on with the Panthers? This is my coin flip game. I don't know. The Panthers, are they legit? They put up 34 against us. Could have won, should have won, whatever. Bengals are playing up and down roller coaster ride of a team. They're 4-4. Just how they've been playing, even. I'm gonna go Bengals on this one. I like the Bengals just as a better team. At some point, they gotta get it going, right? Consistently get it going. Hopefully. Packers, Lions. Dare I say I picked the Lions? I don't know. Fucking Packers are playing. They lose this game. There might be fucking a riot in the streets in Green Bay if they lose to the fucking 1-6 Lions. So hold on to your hats if you're a Packers fan, because these fuckers lose, it's gonna be bad news, dude. It's gonna be real bad. Aaron Rodgers better pulls his fucking shit together. 1-6 Lions, they got to get this win. Maybe this is a game they need to get on track. I don't know. But they got to figure it out. I'm taking the Packers in fear that the cheeseheads go fucking nuts. I'm taking Green Bay to get a win here against the Lions. Colts, Patriots. Back in the day, this used to be a great fucking matchup because it was Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, great matchups. Not so much this go around. We're getting Mac Jones and who the fuck knows, the fucking Water Boys quarterbacking for the Colts this week. I don't know. They're benching quarterbacks and going with guys that don't make any fucking sense. I don't know what they're doing. For that reason, I'm going with the Patriots. More consistent team, even though no matter what's going on at quarterback, they're the more consistent team. Get it done. The Colts are just, I don't even know how the fuck they have 3 wins at this point. It amazes me the way they're going. I'm going to take the Patriots. I like their defense. Get the run game going with Ramon Stevenson. The way he's been playing has been consistent for him. This is everything about them is consistent. That's why they're 4-4. Consistently going to be even. I take the Patriots. Bills, Jets. Jets with they got stunned by the Patriots. The Bills keep on rolling. I think they keep on rolling against the Jets. This would be a really good, fun matchup. This is going to be a really good game. I think it's a really close game, but then the Bills kind of pull away at the end. Just kind of showing them, like, hey, we're still the big brother here. We're the big bullies on the block. But, could be, it's going to be a good one. The line is 11. They're giving 11 to Buffalo. But I think it'll be closer than what they suggest. We'll see. I got the Bills, though, either way. Lions. Vikings, Commanders, coming off that win, I might have to take the Commanders. Just fucking kidding. I'm taking the Vikings. They're going to be disgusting. Look out for T.J. Hawkinson now in the mix. With his reps, I don't know how much he's going to be playing. Maybe next week he'll be better, but either way, the Vikings are a more complete team right now. I'm going to take Vikings all day. No brainer. Raiders, Jags, coin flip game here. After the way the Raiders looked and performed, I don't know if I could pick them. Can't do it. Won't do it. I'm going to go with the Jags. They're at least consistently in games. At least I can say competitively that Jacksonville has been in these games. They just have not found a way to get these wins. I mean, it could be a whole different... they could be 4-4 potentially. Pretty, 2 games for sure they could have got a win and didn't. So I'm gonna take the Jags just because the Raiders. 24-0 to the Saints, who ain't even that impressive right now. That's rough, dude. I'm taking Jags. Seahawks, Cardinals. I originally was kind of going back and forth, and I originally wanted to go Seahawks, but something tells me just when I picked the Patriots game against the Jets, something tells me that the Cardinals. This is a trap game for the Seahawks. They're gonna come in trying to bounce back, get going, and the Cardinals at home. Just something my gut saying Cardinals. Even though they've been so wildly inconsistent, I think there's just games where they look amazing, and then they're like, what the fuck is going on with the hell? I don't know if they could beat a college football team right now. The Seahawks are kind of inconsistent as well, just because of, that they're not, no one really expected them to be here, but it's just, sometimes they can score 30 and 40, and then sometimes they're not doing much, so... we'll see. I don't feel confident with this pick, but I'm gonna take the Cardinals on this one. And a couple more here. Rams and Bucks. 2 teams that we had high everyone had high expectations for these 2 teams coming into the season. Not expecting them to be 3-4 and 3-5 respectively. The Bucks just haven't been good at all offensively. Have not found a way to get points on the board. They've been having drives, but just not meaningful drives that mean it to get any points. And the Rams just offensively just seem like they can't do anything. They can't run the ball, so they're so one-sided. It's not even funny. Passing the ball, Cooper Kupp's about the only guy getting open. So they just look off. Rams are the Super Bowl champs, defending champs, and they don't look it at all. They don't look the part. Bucks just look like they're in off sync. Their defense is gassed because they're on the field so much, and it's a problem. So, with that said, I'm gonna take the Rams. I think they can find a way to win easier than the Bucks. The Bucks just seem to struggle, man, to earn any points. I will say they just struggle to try to earn any points. So I'm gonna go Rams. Then Sunday night, Titans Chiefs this could be an interesting one. Some of the Chiefs are favored by 12.5. Wow, the disrespect. I'm gonna take the Chiefs though. I have not been a buyer of the Tennessee Titans program, and they potentially with starting Malik Willis again, no Tannehill potentially makes it tough. And if Derrick Henry gets stopped, he's not playing the Texans. It's the Chiefs. So I'm going to go Chiefs. I like the Chiefs at home. Tough one for Malik Willis for sure. Then we wrap things up Monday night, Ravens Saints. To me, I think this will be a close one just because the Ravens like to keep games close for whatever reason, even against teams they shouldn't. And trust me, they shouldn't against the Saints. But the Saints are at home, so it might help them a little bit. But overall, I like the Ravens here. They're overall complete team. No Michael Thomas, no more for the Saints. Alvin Kamara is going to have to do everything, him and Taysom Hill. And they just don't have enough pieces on offense to keep up with anybody, especially not the Ravens. So that is our Week 9 picks. Again, we're trying to match the 11-4 week we had last week, or do better. We're 1-0 right now because we got the Eagles game. But I got the Falcons over the Chargers, the Dolphins over the Bears, Bengals over the Panthers, Packers over the Lions, Patriots over the Colts, Bills over the Jets, Vikings over the Commanders, Jags over the Raiders, Cardinals over the Seahawks, Rams over the Bucks, Chiefs over Titans, and Ravens over the Saints. So we shall see how that goes on. And, just a note, we actually did just have the shout out the Houston Astros winning the World Series. They just beat the Phillies. Take Game 6, end it, put it to bed. It's done. Astros, a lot of people are going to give them shit for the cheating scandal shit, and probably not going to give them credit, but hey, they do win in 6. Astros get it done. The Cinderella story for the Phillies ends. But yeah, Astros get it done. I thought the Phillies really had a shot. Came out of nowhere, but Cinderella has been put to bed, and the Astros take it. A lot of teams that this season that were thinking they had a shot, Dodgers, Yankees, all these big fucking teams, and it comes down to the Astros and the Phillies. Phillies couldn't quite get it done. But we shall see a lot of interesting matchups in the NFL this week. Coming in a lot of good games. See how they play out. But as always, leave you with it. Love y'all. Peace.